If you've recently inherited a home, take a deep breath. There's lots to think about and it can be completely overwhelming. I'm here to talk you through the steps, step by step, so that you know the best way to proceed. My name is Jennifer King. I'm with RE/MAX Evolved in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. And as a certified probate specialist, I've helped many families through this exact situation. And I'd love to chat you through so that you can honor your loved one's asset and their memory, handle things the way that you best can to proceed forward and make the best decisions and not feel rushed or pressured. Step number one, first things first, you'll want to make sure that you access the property, assess the condition. I always recommend taking a video, just with your cell phone camera is fine. Walk through, get a video that helps to document the condition as well as the contents of the property, which can serve multiple purposes as you walk through this process. So number one, assess the property condition. You want to make sure that all of the utilities are activated, and also make sure that the property is climate controlled so that you're not having to deal with burst water pipes or things that can lead to bigger problems down the road. So we recommend changing the locks, making sure that all of the windows and doors are secured so that your asset or the home of your loved one is well cared for during this transitional time. You'll also want to check in with the insurance company. Many insurance companies do have an issue with continuing coverage on a vacant property, so you'll want to address that sooner rather than later. Step number two, even if your name is in the will, it does not mean you have the rights to sell the property. So it's super important to verify the legal ownership of the property and who's got rights to sign on behalf of the deceased. We can assist with that by doing a deed search for you. We can also pull a preliminary lien search for the present owner to verify any and all liens that are against the property. And this is going to be super important to you to have this information and accurate information as you move forward and prepare to make decisions about how you're going to handle the property. Step number three is understanding the probate process. It's super important that you know, again, who has been deemed by the Register of Wills to be able to sign for the property. Typically, it's going to be an executor or an executrix, or sometimes an administrator of the will. In Pennsylvania, we have a Register of Wills, and that is where you're going to find the information as to whose name is legally on the property, and that's going to give us guidance as we move forward, as well as the will, if there is one, to be able to determine who the executor or executrix is, or even the administrator of the will. So super important to keep these documents in order, and again, as being a certified probate specialist, I'm here to help with that and make it as seamless as possible. Step number four in this process is you're going to make sure you want to talk to a financial planner or CPA. If you know who was involved with the deceased, that can be helpful, or whoever's handling the estate. It's important to remember that Pennsylvania does have inheritance tax, so you're going to have all of this information pulled together. I would recommend pulling mortgage statements, HOA, or condo association documents. Anything financial, insurance, taxes, whatever you can find for those records will be helpful as you move forward. You also want to make sure that all of these financial decisions are run by a professional before you start moving money around, because surprises that come later are generally not good surprises. And again, do keep in mind the inheritance tax. If the estate has not been settled, the title company will, at settlement, or the attorney, whoever's handling the settlement, will be required to withhold the amount of the estimated inheritance tax. And sometimes that comes as a surprise for people, that they're not going to get all of the money right away. So keep that in mind, get all of the financials in order. Step number five in this process is family communication, and I would probably move that closer to the top of the list, to be honest. If there's more than one person involved in the decisions and you've recently lost a loved one, oftentimes the emotions run high. So it's super important to have a family meeting, generally with a neutral party. Sometimes that has been me, sometimes there's another third party that sits in on that family meeting, to kind of determine what the objective is. Is there someone in the family who's looking to keep the property? Is there someone who wants to sell the property? Is there another person who feels like you should keep the property and rent it? There's lots of different scenarios here. So getting expert guidance and looking at the pros and cons of each of those situations is something that we can assist you with over here at the Jennifer King team. Step number 6 is going to be to decide the property's future. You have 3 basic decisions you need to make. 1, do you want to keep the property, oftentimes in the family? 2, do you want to rent it so that you alleviate some of the financial pressure and also keep the property for the time being while you determine what you may want to do in the future? Or 3, do you want to sell the property? Again, it's going to be real important to have the decision makers all on the same page when you get to this important step in deciding how to handle the inherited property. Step number 7 in this process, if you decide to move forward and sell, is to get the property ready for sale. Again, any agent can do this for you. However, when you work with someone like myself, who's a certified probate specialist, we can bring some other tools to the table that would be of benefit for you, including familiarity with the forms involved in probate, dealing with the estate attorneys, also helping you with clean out, repairs, recommending what is worth spending some money into doing to get the property ready and what is not worth doing. Oftentimes people are concerned about whether or not they can do an as-is sale. My answer is yes, absolutely. Sometimes that's going to make 100% sense. Sometimes that's not going to make the most sense, and that's not going to work the best to maximize your profit from the sale of the property. So we're happy to come and take an early look through, walk with you through the property, discuss the updates and upgrades and things that may need to be done. Maybe it's as simple as getting carpets cleaned. Maybe it's as simple as you have no idea, or maybe you're not even in Pennsylvania and I can assist you with clean out and getting vendors out there to handle all of those tricky things for you as well. So lots of options to discuss. And again, it's just super important that as you're considering if you're going to sell, get someone out early, discuss your options, and make sure that you're clear on what it looks like to sell and what things are worth doing, what things are not going to necessarily maximize your profit or honor your loved one's memory. So why hire a certified probate specialist? As we've discussed, there's a lot of training that has happened for anyone with this designation, as far as the communications, the forms involved in the entire process, as well as putting together a toolkit of all of the things that you may need as you transition through the process. Personally, I've helped a number of families who were not even in Pennsylvania to either get the properties cleared out, to have cleaning service come in, to get the carpets cleaned, to make repairs if needed or if there were any safety hazards. And again, all of this can be handled as an as-is sale most times. So there's a lot of things that we can do to alleviate your stress throughout the process, just because of our training and understanding of how this works, and again, the history of having done this for many folks before you. When handled properly, an inherited property can be a blessing. So it's super important to make sure you have everything lined up from start to finish, and I'm here to guide you along the way. Again, I'm Jennifer King with Remax Evolved in Lancaster County, and if you or anyone you know has inherited a property recently, I'd love to have them reach out. There's never any obligation, but it is always good to get an early meeting so that I can guide you through the process and make sure that things go as seamlessly and smoothly for you during this time of transition in your life. Feel free to reach me. My contact information is below, and I'm always happy to chat.